Good evening from Chattanooga, Tennessee, on the campus of the McCallie School here at Spears Stadium, where tonight Father Ryan High School's varsity football team is taking on unbeaten McCallie. Hey everybody, Lou Pickney with you here on this solo call in a Division II AAA East Region game. And see on that far side of the field, McCallie coming out with the giant inflatable helmet they have set up. Father Ryan is to my right, and that coming out that same side, that same right end zone, they're going to set up the Father Ryan banner, and the Irish are going to run through it momentarily. The captains for both teams are ready to come out from their respective sides for the coin flip. DC Tabscott, number 7, Nick Ledoux, number 29, Grayson Hubbock, number 12, and Matthew Beacom, number 8. Those are your Father Ryan captains for tonight. I would anticipate Father Ryan deferring if they win the coin toss. Not necessarily, though. That used to always be, but the Irish did with Coach Rector at Father Ryan. But earlier this season, Father Ryan won the toss and chose to receive, so you never know for sure. Okay, so McCallie wins the coin toss and chooses to receive. And if that's what Father Ryan would have gone with either way, it turned out then. So it'll be McCallie getting a first crack at it. That means Father Ryan will receive the ball to start the second half. Irish are ready to run through the banner here momentarily as the captains for both teams shake hands at midfield. This is a very, very strong McCallie team. 7-0. They had a week off just like Father Ryan did last Friday. 2 Fridays ago, they played at Baylor in what has been described as an absolute thriller. McCallie got the victory over a very good Baylor team. Father Ryan fans know that all too well from seeing Baylor come into Giacosa Stadium and win decisively earlier this year. So you've got 7-0 McCallie and then 1-6 Father Ryan. Irish, at this point, nothing to lose, and here come the Irish. Over on the Father Ryan side, that's why you get to see the upside down M, but actually works out pretty well from a space standpoint, not quite cramped quarters. So it'll be on the Father Ryan side of the field. Irish, the Stormtrooper look, white helmets, white jerseys with purple numbers, and white pants, white shoes. For McCallie, white helmet, blue jersey with very legible numbers, which I always appreciate, and white. And then blue pants with a white stripe. And this is a half hour earlier than Father Ryan games typically start. In the Nashville area, because we're in the Eastern time zone here in Chattanooga, they kind of try to split the difference, as it were. So Father Ryan talking things over before the kickoff. In Division II AAA East, it's McCallie at 3-0. It's only got 5 region games. It's like Father Ryan playing against JP2 because they're on different sides of the region. It doesn't count at all. I mean, Father Ryan could have played Overton, it would have counted the same. But it's more than just Father Ryan and McCallie playing here in the Chattanooga area tonight in a game with Division II AAA East region ramifications. Knox Catholic and Baylor over at Baylor. Knox Catholic will be where Father Ryan's going to close its season 2 weeks from tonight in Knoxville. And for Father Ryan, it's number 98, junior kicker Zach Wesnowski. Here's some noise from across the horn section in full effect for McCallie. And we are underway. It's a medium-length spinning kick to the near side, fielded by the up-man Bird from the 15 to the 20. Does a shimmy, taken down by 2 or 3 Irish defenders. And McCallie's going to start its first possession of the game around its own 27. It was Thompson Bird on the return. And so it's Ben Marchetti credited with a stop. There are 2 or 3 Irish defenders in there. So the ball will be spotted actually at the McCallie 28-yard line, just underway here in Chattanooga. McCallie and Father Ryan. McCallie has won 9 of the last 10 meetings between these schools. Irish would love to come in here and pull off the upset, but to do so, they have to stop what is a very, very prolific offense Number 17, D'Angelo Hardy on 1st and 10. Out of the pistol. Brought motion, then sent the blocker back, fumbled. Hardy's just going to jump on the ball, the wise decision. So a couple yards lost there. A little trouble handling the snap. Listening to the McCallie band across from us. Their student section here as well. Father Ryan, plenty of supporters here tonight, making that drive down I-24. So on second, I'll say 2nd and 17. Hardy's going to throw. He had a lot of success passing last week against Baylor. Falls incomplete. Intended for Thompson Bird. Parker Erdman there on defense for the Irish. So 3rd and long now for the McCallie Blue Tornado. And it's singular. That's the mascot. It's like the Tulsa Hurricane. No S on the end. The McCallie Blue Tornado. 3rd and 17. Play clock visible on both sides. And by and large, that 40-second play clock, new for this year, as opposed to 25 seconds. Now it's 40 when the play's over, but it was 25 when the ball was spotted. So 3rd and 17. Motion. Hardy rolls, throws. Interception. Father Ryan with an interception on 3rd and long. And that's Grayson Hubbock. And look at Father Ryan get fired up on the sideline here. So Hardy, who only had 5 incompletions 2 weeks ago in his most recent game against Baylor, on 3rd and long throws the interception. Grayson Hubbock, who nearly had a pick 6 2 weeks ago, ends up with the interception. So it's going to be Father Ryan ball on their first snap on offense, starting from the McCallie 34-yard line. It's a bit cooler here tonight than what Irish fans have seen temperature-wise. Mid-60s, expected to drop down to about 58 before the game wraps up. And so Father Ryan, as they've done the last couple of weeks, going with that double running back look. Anthony Wright and Jaden Robinson. Robinson gets a play fake. Tabscott throws, complete to that far side. Matthew Beacom, 1st down Irish. So Tabscott to Beacom. Beacom is a very versatile player. He can block for you, you can send him in motion, receiver, all of that. 2 receivers to the near side, Christian Smith and Josh Pfeiffer, 2 running backs again. It's going to be a handoff. Anthony Wright to that far side. Nice game for the Irish. Let's say Chase Looper on the stop for McCallie. About 5 yards picked up on the gain. 2nd and 5, no score. McCallie and Father Ryan. McCallie got the opening kickoff. Had trouble with the snap on the first play from scrimmage. On 3rd and long through the interception to Hubbock. And Father Ryan tried to get McCallie to move into the neutral zone. Unsuccessful. 13 seconds in the play clock. And out of the gun. It's going to be a handoff. This is Jaden Robinson. Not much there. See Parker Erdman coming into the game. He's going to spell Anthony Wright. Imagine they go 3 receivers on this 3rd and 6, 9:46 and counting first quarter. No score. McCallie and Father Ryan on a beautiful, almost picturesque night here in Chattanooga. In the distance, the sun has really started to set at this point, but there were some beautiful sunset views earlier. Right now for Father Ryan on this 3rd and 6, they'll bring Erdman in motion to the far side, trips receivers. A 4-receiver look, Tabscott is going to throw complete. That's Christian Smith to the ball, and he's going to set up Father Ryan with a 1st and goal. So Father Ryan coming out firing on all cylinders out of the gate. Keep in mind, Father Ryan at 0-3 in region play, they would have to win out and need some help. And not just win out, but that includes winning here against an unbeaten McCallie team. But here's Father Ryan knocking on the door, approaching the 9-minute mark of the first quarter. No score, but Irish from the 9. Getting that dual running back look. Send a player in motion, open up the middle for Anthony Wright, twisting around. 5 or 6 yard gain. Send Josh Pfeiffer in motion to the far side. The larger bodies coming in here to substitute in for the Irish. 2nd and goal from the 3. And so the Irish break the huddle. Devin Fisher in the game. And it's that I formation with a double fullback look to set up Jaden Robinson. 2nd effort. Not quite. So Robinson got him from the 3 to maybe the 1 or 1.5. Third down and goal for the Irish. 7:55 and counting first quarter. No score. McCauley and Father Ryan. And it's Antonio Wright in as that running back with 2 blockers in front of him. And quarterback DC Taps got under center. Will this be a sneak? No, it's going to be a handoff. Antonio Wright into the end zone. Touchdown Irish. So Father Ryan at the 7:39 mark of the first quarter is first on the board here tonight at McCauley. So this certainly would seem to be the start Father Ryan envisioned. From an ideal standpoint, kick off so you get the ball to start the second half. Force a turnover, get a touchdown. Extra point by Zach Kwasnowski is good. 7:39 to go first quarter. Your score, Father Ryan 7, McCauley 0. Take a quick break. This is Father Ryan Football on ATW Sportscast. $7:39 to go first quarter, and Father Ryan leads unbeaten McCauley 7-0. I imagine there'll be some of you joining us as we approach the top of the hour, thinking of the typical kickoff time for Father Ryan. But here in Chattanooga, games kick off at the bottom of the hour since we're Eastern time here at Spears Stadium on the campus of McCauley. There's a opening kickoff. A problem with a snap on first down. Second down, not much. Third down, interception forced by Father Ryan and Hubbock. And then a nice drive for a touchdown. Medium length kick. That's a live ball. It goes out of bounds. Very dangerous play for McCauley. That ball bouncing around there. Ultimately, Thompson Bird, who is the return man, stayed away from it. And ball went out of bounds. And the penalty for that is where they set the ball at the 35. So not the end of the world for Father Ryan. But decent starting field position for McCauley on its second drive. 7:39 to go first quarter. Father Ryan 7, McCauley 0. For Father Ryan after tonight, senior night 1 week from tonight, home against Lipscomb. And then in 2 weeks from tonight, I've never called a game in Knoxville before. And that'll change in 2 weeks as Father Ryan takes on Knox Catholic here. 1st and 10, Hardy out of the pistol. And a blocker in motion to set the run up the middle. This is B.J. Harris. This could be serious trouble. Erdman's giving chase. B.J. Harris to the 25, to the 20. Can Erdman catch him? No, he can't. Touchdown, McCauley. 65 yards, B.J. Harris. B.J. Harris is a special player. I was watching some previous Father Ryan versus McCauley games. He was in there 2 years ago as a freshman, doing similar things. One of many very talented running backs in Division II AAA. Extra point. No good. So if there's any saving grace, Father Ryan maintains the lead 7-6. Pass along scores as we get them. Most games have not kicked off yet. The only one I know of that has is the other game taking place here in Chattanooga tonight with region ramifications. Knox Catholic taking on Baylor. So you got Baylor at 2-1 in the region. You got Knox Catholic at 1-2 in the region. Should Baylor win that game, and I would have set them as the favorite just because they've got a really strong defense and Elijah Howard, the running back. And we just saw B.J. Harris long touchdown here, but Howard is really something special. So Father Ryan leads 7-6 after the missed extra point. But what you'll get out of McCallie, it's not that different from what we saw last year or even 2 years ago. A lot of motion, a lot almost like the shell games from three-card Monty. Can you figure out who has the ball? A deep kickoff this time. Goes into the end zone. That broke the plane of the end zone. That should have been a touchback. But they're going to go with it. And down around the 15-yard line. My impression was even if it wasn't like batted back, it was unintentional, it went across the plane to the goal line. It should come out to the 20. See, the officials are talking it over. Okay, they will put. It looks like they're going to put the ball on the 12. Yeah, they are going to put it on the 20. So that return shouldn't have even happened. But they got it right in the end, so it was a touchback. Because even if the player touches the ball, and we saw that go the other way for Father Ryan a time or two earlier this season. So now the Irish leading 7-6. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go first quarter early on here against McCallie. 3 receivers, Tabscott, be a handoff, and just not much room at all for Jaden Robinson. That was TJ Mason in there, senior defensive lineman number 50. So the ball will be spotted still at the 20, so no gain, no loss. 2nd and 10 for the Irish. Irish leading the Blue Tornadoes 7-6. 3 receivers. Look, McCallie player shifted over nearly to the neutral zone, but not quite. And some pressure. Tabscott rolls, tries to buy time, throws. Ball got deflected, it looked like. Incomplete. Throwing in the area, looked like he was trying to reach Beacom. That'll bring down 3rd and 10 now for Father Ryan from the Irish 20. 6:39 to go first quarter, and yes, Father Ryan leads McCallie 7-6. And now Father Ryan facing 3rd and 10. Rather deep in their own territory. Kind of a bunched up look here for the Irish with 4 receivers. A running back. They'll send Erdman to the far side to set up trips. You see the Irish use this formation from time to time. Big pressure brought in. McCallie with a sack. McCallie brought the pressure, and that play had no chance. Be a 5-yard loss. So look credit the sophomore James Howard, another one of those defensive linemen for this McCallie team with a stop. And now looking at a 4th and 15, Father Ryan with punter Zach Wesnowski standing at his own 1-yard line. Not too much pressure brought. A spinning kick, fair catch called for and made by Bird at the McCallie 48-yard line. Thompson Bird brings it in cleanly. And McCallie's 3rd offensive possession of this game will start in the best territory of all 3 as far as the Blue Tornado side of things goes. So McCallie from its own 48 to start this drive. 5:55 to go first quarter. Father Ryan 7, McCallie 6. Of course, the last time McCallie had the ball in that second series, it was a handoff and a long touchdown run from Phenom junior running back B.J. Harris. Quarterback is number 17, D'Angelo Hardy. Very talented senior with a pitch play that far side. Irish are trying to give chase. About a 6 or 7 yard gain on the play. So it's making sure I was reading the sheet correctly here. It's number 45, Gavin Cagle's a junior. Didn't get the first down, but picked up 9 yards, moves the ball into Father Ryan territory. Blue Tornado, 2nd and 1, 5:19 and counting first quarter. Father Ryan 7, McCallie 6. And as per the norm, motion to set things up for McCallie. Hardy so dangerous when he rolls out throwing deep. An incredible catch at the 10 into the end zone. Touchdown McCallie. Eric Rivers. He had 200 yards receiving against Baylor to help McCallie win that game. I thought the pass was overthrown. It was not. Credit to Eric Rivers. That extra gear. Father Ryan was looking for, trying to keep that deep pass from happening, but throw was on the money. Can't ask for much better than that. And for the first time in this game, McCallie has taken the lead. Bird holds for the extra point. And this time it's good. Senior place kicker number 43, Andrew Prescott, hitting the field goal for McCallie. So it's now Blue Tornado 13, Irish 7. So Father Ryan, and I know I'll try and bring this up a couple of times for people that tuned in. We're not quite even to the top of the hour yet. Expecting the Father Ryan game to start at 7 Central. It's actually half hour earlier since we're playing down here in Chattanooga. So it's unfortunate to have a bye week when we did, just because that's one less opportunity to remind Father Ryan fans of this slightly earlier start time. So it's Nelson and Erdman back to return. Need Nelson from the 5 to the 10, past the 15 to the 20. Cuts through, spun around, stopped at the 26, maybe 27-yard line. Nelson with a nice return. Decent starting field position for Father Ryan. We'll say Aaron Crowder on the stop for McCallie. Jackson Anton, number 28, kind of favoring one of his wrists after that kickoff return. So Father Ryan's next drive starts from his own 27, 1st and 10. Less than 5 minutes to go, first quarter. Throw to the near side, complete. Josh Pfeiffer to the 30, tackled for about a 4 or 5 yard gain. Nick Robinson, defensive back end on the stop. So a 4 yard gain, 2nd and 6. 4:32 and counting, first quarter. McCallie 13, Father Ryan 7. McCallie making some late changes on defense, sending defensive backs around some confusion. This going to be a handoff for the Irish. That's Anthony Wright, tripped up, but he has the first down for Father Ryan on the 39-yard line of the Irish. The Irish move the chains. 2 weeks ago for Father Ryan at Ensworth. The Irish proved, especially with that dual running back look, out of the shotgun, one running back on either side, more effective than some of the other formations the Irish have used, and they're going to stick with it. So a blocking fullback, 2 receivers, a player who's in the neutral zone for McCallie. The hard count gets the Blue Tornado to jump. So 1st and 10 becomes 1st and 5. So the ball will be spotted at the Father Ryan 44-yard line. 3:56 to go, first quarter. McCallie 13, Father Ryan 7. Christian Smith, the receiver to the far side. Josh Pfeiffer, the receiver to the near side. Again, that dual running back look on either side of Tabscott. It's going to be a handoff. Anthony Wright. And that may be a tackle for loss, about a 1 yard loss from when his forward progress was stopped. Credit Aaron Crowder for the stop. At least his second, if not third, tackle on the game. It's Christian Smith and Josh Pfeiffer, the 2 receivers to the far side. Another double running back look for Father Ryan, 2nd and 6. 3:10 and counting, first quarter. Tabscott throws far side, complete. It's about a 4 yard gain, depending on where they say forward progress was stopped. More like a 1 yard gain. And it was Manny Mitchell on the stop. Senior defensive back for McCallie, 2:44 and counting. McCallie 13, Father Ryan 7. Irish, it's really 3rd and 2. I know they fixed on the scoreboard now. Father Ryan has to get the ball, and I can't see through the Father Ryan players on this near sideline, but looks like very close to the 49-yard line needed to reach. So the nose of the ball on the hash mark on that far side, 2 receivers near side. They're going to send one of those receivers, Pfeiffer in motion. It's going to be a handoff to this near side. First down for the Irish. Jaden Robinson finally tackled in McCallie territory around the 42. Play was a little bit slow developing, and sometimes you find yourself in trouble when that happens, but it's a nice move to get some players out of the way and blocked. Oh. Apparently I spoke too soon. It's a penalty on Father Ryan. So here the PA announcer from across the field, Knox Catholic leading Baylor 7-6. Game's taking place less than 10 miles from here. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Irish. They had the first down, but an infraction moved the Irish back. 3 receivers, 2 to that far side. Actually 4 receivers with that near side slot position. Only 22 seconds on the play clock, so still plenty of time with that. The defenses, they're going to set up a screen, it looks like. Complete. That's Antonio Wright. Past the 45. He'll be out 2 yards shy of the line to gain, but a very nice play there by Father Ryan on 3rd and 15. They'll say Wright was stopped at the Irish 46-yard line. 4th and 3 for Father Ryan. This could be a pooch. We got a whistle. Timeout McCallie. I think some of these schools are finally smarted up to what Father Ryan does with a pooch punt. For the longest time, I don't want to point out too much, give aid to the enemies, but finally, it seemed like 2 weeks ago, Ensworth figured it out. They called the timeout and had 2 defensive backs up at the 25 that dropped back to their own 10. Turrentine and Keyshawn Lawrence. I was watching some of that back, but just there is so much talent here in Division II AAA. I mean, it's been like that for some time. Brentwood Academy, I called Father Ryan Brentwood Academy game 8 years ago. They had Jalen Ramsey and Derek Barnett on the same team. Of course, it was Division II AA at that point before they added a 3rd division to the private side to give us 9 state champions. So a minute 27 to go late in this first quarter. Father Ryan, who scored after starting with nice field position. McCallie got won the opening coin toss, opted to receive. Trouble the snap on one play, 2nd down, not much. 3rd down, interception by Hubbock. And then Father Ryan able to make their way down into the end zone. But since then, a long touchdown for McCallie on the ground, another long one through the air. With 1 extra point missed thrown in there for the Blue Tornado with 7 seconds on the play clock. That's going to be the pooch. And that goes over the head of everybody from McCallie. Takes an Irish bounce inside the 15. I'm sure they're not going to try and field that. Excellent execution there by Father Ryan. The ball is going to roll dead inside the McCallie 5-yard line. Nice special teams play there. I mean, if anything, that just points out what Keyshawn Lawrence did 2 weeks ago. Just what an aberration that is. Just have somebody with that kind of ability to. And this, of course, he had 2 punts returned for a touchdown in that game. That second one, it was like one of the situations. We got 3 players around somebody, and they had this ability to move out of the way very quickly. Makes it difficult to make the tackle. So here for McCallie, they'll start with the ball. Looks like they'll put the nose of the ball right at the 5-yard line. 1:15 to go first quarter. McCallie 13, Father Ryan 7. But the Blue Tornadoes start from deep in their own territory. They'll go with 3 receivers. Senior quarterback D'Angelo Hardy. It's going to be a handoff. And a few yards on the gain. And that was B.J. Harris on the carry. You couldn't quite see it from over here. And they'll say Zito on the stop. Matthew Zito, one of those linebackers for Father Ryan. Less than a minute to go here in this first quarter. McCallie now looking at a 2nd and 5 from their own 10. It's 2 receivers, a bunch of blockers trying to make room for B.J. Harris, and they did. Look at this. B.J. Harris in the open field. He's going to go for a touchdown. There's no catching him. B.J. Harris, the junior running back, with a 90-yard touchdown. 90 yards. So while it was a wonderful start for Father Ryan fans with the interception and the touchdown, Irish have now on consecutive drives seen McCallie with a long touchdown run, McCallie with a rather long touchdown pass, and then B.J. Harris, 90 yards. This would extend it to a 13-point lead. Some trouble with the snap. This is going to go to Bird, who was the holder. He's trying to run it in for a 2-point conversion. No luck, so at least a little bit of a silver lining for Father Ryan as extra points proven to be difficult for McCallie, and that's not something I've noticed from them prepping for this game. But nevertheless, the tackle was made. Now, had Bird been able to make it into the end zone, it would have made it an even 14 as far as 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points, but still very early to be thinking about that sort of thing. So now for Father Ryan, down by 12 late in this first quarter. I certainly think that a long, sustained drive would be of considerable benefit to the Irish. Father Ryan was on a roll, but that holding call sent him back. The very well executed screen pass by Father Ryan to Robinson looked like it was a first down. Or I think I was 2 yards shy or 3 yards shy, and the Irish opted to punt. And from an execution standpoint, punting and pinning McCallie back at their own 5 sounds like a great idea, and it was until they got the long touchdown run. Kickoff fielded at the 3, to the 10, to the 15. That's Parker Erdman, tries to find a seal, get around his blocker to the 30 on this near side, tries to cut back to the 35, spun around and stopped the 35, 36-yard line. So Parker Erdman sets up Father Ryan. So they're set up at I think it's the 36 on that far side. So number 36 for McCallie, and on the stop, John David Tessman. 21 seconds even to go first quarter. McCallie 19, Father Ryan 7. The Irish will get the ball to start the second half. Of course, we still have the rest of this quarter, an entire second quarter to go. But if you're trying to figure out from a strategy standpoint, still plenty of time early. Play fake. Tapscott throws. Incomplete. Near side intended for tight end Matthew Beacom. Had Caleb Jones right in that area, along with Michael May, Thompson Bird. I guess I'll say Caleb Jones came over from that far side. So 2nd and 10, 16 seconds to go first quarter. McCallie 19, Father Ryan 7. Dual running backs for the Irish, 2 receivers to the far side. McCallie teases an outside linebacker blitz. They're going to bring some heat on a run blitz, and it's Antonio Wright has the first down for Father Ryan. And be brought down right at midfield. The danger on defense, when you go with a run blitz, try and just plug up those holes. If you can't get to the running back quickly and that running back gets through, there's a lot of open space. And that's unfortunately for the Irish what they ran into on the other side with a 90-yard touchdown run given up to B.J. Harris, because nobody was going to catch him when he got that wide open into the field. So the clock hit 0 here at Spears Stadium in Chattanooga. After one, your score, McCallie School 19, Father Ryan High School 7. Take a quick break. This is Father Ryan Football on ATW Sportscast. So we start the second quarter here at Spears Stadium on the campus of the McCallie School. Hello, everybody. I'm Lou Pickney with the call tonight. Solo call from Chattanooga Irish got on the board first to start this game. But since then, McCallie with 3 touchdowns, 1 for 3 on extra points, but Irish find themselves down by 12 starting this second quarter. The ball right at the 50-yard line. Shotgun snap handed off Jaden Robinson to maybe a 3-yard gain, depends on the spot. It's not easy to run between the tackles here against this McCallie team. But a separation needed there. Jaden Robinson, the running back on that play, picked up, they'll say a 3-yard gain with the ball spotted at the McCallie 47-yard line. Early second quarter, McCallie 19. Father Ryan 7. 3 receivers for the Irish, 2 on that far side. 20 seconds on the play clock. So Tavscott will move Robinson to his right, and that sets up a play fake through to the near side, complete. Christian Smith, nice move to get the first down past the 30, to the 20, to the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown Irish. So on 2nd and 7, the play fake effective. The throw on the target. Nice catch by Christian Smith, an even better move. Let his defender slip up, and it was a race to the end zone. That goal line, Smith got there. Christian Smith the touchdown. And the Irish have pulled within 6. And now Zach Wesnowski will attempt the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good. So Father Ryan finding success through the air after establishing the run. And Christian Smith been a reliable receiver for Father Ryan, especially on those routes that end up near the sideline, but in this case able to make a cut back, zoom to the open field. So now the score is McCallie 19, which is kind of a weird number to have in a football score, but that's what we've got. Father Ryan 14. So 1 possession game. Father Ryan gets the ball to start the second half. And now Father Ryan's defense, they had a very good first series. Had an interception, Grayson Hubbock, that set up Father Ryan's first touchdown. But since then, McCallie has shown why they're averaging 40 points a game. That's the average. And they are quite potent. And even against a team like Baylor 2 weeks ago that is so good on run defense. D'Angelo Hardy, the senior quarterback for the Blue Tornado. I mean, if you try and stop his run, he's going to throw on you. Play back too much on the throw, and he'll pick up 8 yards running or more. And if you can stop that, he'll hand the ball to B.J. Harris, and we've seen a couple of times tonight what Harris can do. And Wesnowski, it's an onside kick attempt. Irish to the onside kick. That's a live ball. Irish say they have it. Hubbock's pointing that way. And the Irish have it. Father Ryan, you can see the jubilation on that sideline. So Father Ryan, hey guys, we're on the air. Father Ryan gets the ball back. The ball at the 49-yard line of McCallie. By rule, an onside kick has to go at least 10 yards before the kicking team can touch the ball. And Father Ryan did a good job, almost like forcing a wall ahead around the ball. They couldn't touch it, but keep McCallie away from it. Irish, I didn't see who came up with it, but Irish recover. And so it's going to be now Father Ryan down by 5, but with some momentum after the touchdown pass and the onside kick. 1st and 10, throw to the far side, Parker Erdman. That's a completion. He won't gain very much. Father Ryan, very similar to what they've done the last couple of seasons with Seamus O'Connell before he graduated. Try and get the ball in the hands of Erdman as many different ways as possible. The player down from McCallie. Update, Division II AAA East Region. Knox Catholic maintains its lead over Baylor 7-6. Again, that game's taking place less than 10 miles from where we are here on McCallie's campus. Didn't see who the player was down for McCallie. And at some point I'll talk more about this, but McCallie has a very talented defensive end named Jay Hardy. And I think it was 4 weeks ago against a team in Georgia, one of the most unsportsmanlike things that I've seen on the high school level in some time, and that covers considerable ground, where Hardy, who would, in the first half, made a tackle on the quarterback for West Forsyth that ended up with the quarterback injured, broke his collarbone. Now, Hardy didn't know that. He wasn't trying to hurt him. But West Forsyth, not very happy about it. Hardy celebrated after the play. He saw the quarterback getting up there. Okay, he's fine. Did whatever it was he did. See a player help now to the sideline. And that's Bird. That's a big deal right here for McCallie because you've already heard me mention Thompson Bird's name several times in this game. Very slow to that sideline. I sure hope he'll be okay. But follow up on what I mentioned with Hardy, on an extra point try, a player from West Forsyth, there's no other way to look at it but to say they were trying to injure his knee. You do that to somebody in public, on the street, that's a crime. But the right people that know about it now, and they're going to investigate, and that's their problem to handle. Father Ryan now looking at 2nd and 10 from the 49-yard line of McCallie. They trail by 5 to the Irish. Tabscott extends the play, throws complete. And that's a first down for Father Ryan. Leaping catch by Josh Pfeiffer moves the chains for the Irish. And I was talking with some of the McCallie student broadcasters as Father Ryan goes quick to the line. That still will have to wait. 3 receivers. Father Ryan likes to go up tempo after that first down. 10-19 and counting, second quarter. Father Ryan trails by 5 with the ball. I'm going to whistle. We have 22 seconds on the play clock, and that's the second timeout that McCallie has taken in this first half. Remember when Father Ryan was going to go for that pooch punt, McCallie tried to emulate what Innsworth did 2 weeks ago, but in this particular case, it worked out well for Father Ryan, pinning McCallie at their 5, although that ultimately set up the 90-yard touchdown run by B.J. Harris. So, but if nothing else, the pooch at least worked the way it always works. And that's just credit to Innsworth 2 weeks ago for finding a way to get around it. And I realize some of you are just joining us because thinking that games normally start at the top of the hour. But here in Chattanooga, it's a different story. Eastern time zone, so for people here in Chattanooga, it's 7:30 kickoff time. Father Ryan got on the board first. McCallie, interception thrown on 3rd down. And that's where D'Angelo Hardy's not going to throw a lot of interceptions. He's very accurate, very careful with the ball. But on 3rd and long, he tried to force it. Grayson Hubbock, Father Ryan defensive back, made a nice play to bring it in. Now Father Ryan down by 5. Early in this second quarter, we'll send Beacom to the far side. It's 3 receivers, 2 on the far side. McCallie brings some pressure up the middle, so they'll kick Antonio right to the outside. Tries to get the corner, just can't. He got maybe a yard, maybe. If there's any downside to being on the other side from the main press box here at McCallie, is that seeing those markers here on this near side, sometimes a little bit of an obstructed view. So a 1-yard gain for Father Ryan, 9:50 and counting, second quarter. McCallie 19, Father Ryan 14. And off that far side with 14 seconds in the play clock. After the McCallie timeout, Erdman comes in motion to the near side. Tabscott looks to set up the receiver screen, running back screen, and it's incomplete, intended for Anthony Wright. So Jaden Robinson will come into the game to spell Anthony Wright on this 3rd and 9. So with the ball on the 35-yard line, the Irish need to make it down to the 26 of McCallie if they want a first down on this play. You would think this is likely 4-down territory. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. That includes, we get a whistle, 7 seconds on the play clock, timeout, Father Ryan. We'll take one as well. 9:28 to go, second quarter. Your score, McCallie 19, Father Ryan 14. This is Father Ryan Football on ATW Sportscast. After the timeout, Father Ryan looks at 3rd and 9 from the Blue Tornado 35-yard line. McCallie 19, Father Ryan 14. It's 4 receivers, including the tight end Beacom in the slot on the near side. Tapp's got those progressions, he's going to throw far side high, complete. What a catch by Josh Pfeiffer on that far sideline. That's twice now in this first half. Pfeiffer's had a leap to make a catch. And now Father Ryan's going to move quick. Well, the substitution, Erdman comes to the sideline and Antonio Wright comes into the game. So the Irish with the ball for the second time in this game in the red zone of McCallie. Of course, Father Ryan had that touchdown reception by Christian Smith, but that was a play that started outside the 20. 9:20 and counting, second quarter, hard snap, and that's a freebie. McCallie moved into the neutral zone. Now, there was a time when defensive players could move into the neutral zone, and as long as nobody flinched or moved for the offense, you get back and be okay. So instead of 1st and 10, it'll be 1st and 5 for Father Ryan. The ball at the McCallie 12-yard line. 9:20 to go, second quarter. Irish are down by 5, trying to retake the lead. Dual running backs. Be a handoff. Jaden Robinson tried to cut through on that far side. Good pursuit by McCallie's front 7 to get over there. So TJ Mason on the stop from McCallie. Less than 9 minutes to go, second quarter. McCallie 19, Father Ryan 14. Second, well, the scoreboard's wrong about 2nd and 12. It's 2nd and 6, I would think. Play fake, throws, end zone, touchdown, Irish. Josh Pfeiffer, and what a first half Pfeiffer's having. And the Irish, the 1-6 Irish, have retaken the lead on 7-0 McCallie. And as you can pick up, I love the facility here at McCallie, this broadcast area. It's open air. We're covered, so in case it rains, we've got something on top of us. But you can hear the fans from Father Ryan making some noise. The Irish retake the lead here in the second quarter. Extra point by Zach Wesnowski is good. And funny enough, it was Josh Pfeiffer, the holder on the extra point, who scored the touchdown. So a pair of passing touchdowns here in this first half for Father Ryan and junior quarterback DC Tabscott. It's now Father Ryan 21, McCallie 19. Now, as we've seen, McCallie is capable of scoring very quickly. This is a team that puts a lot of points on the board. But for Father Ryan, at this point in the game, it's 8:41 to go, second quarter. So still plenty of time in this game, but Father Ryan, and remember, they get that 7-0 lead, and then there was a couple of quick touchdowns by McCallie. So I get that feeling that, maybe McCallie's going to pull away, but here's Father Ryan making it a single-score game and then taking the lead back. So thus far, an exciting game here. This would be a huge victory for Father Ryan, to put it mildly, but again, early, mid-second quarter, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It appears Thompson Bird, number 1 for McCallie, doing okay as he's back to return on that far side. B.J. Harris, we've already seen what he can do. He's on the near side. Wesnowski, the kicker. The ball, it's a spinning kick, medium length to the near side. It's a live ball if it hits instead of Upman fields it. And the 26 tries to cut to that far side. It's Caleb Jones, still up. Takes some effort, finally bring down Jones to the 29-yard line of McCallie. So it's a sophomore, Owen Strickmaker, on the stop for Father Ryan. 1st and 10, McCallie from the Blue Tornado 29-yard line. They trail Father Ryan by 2. It's a handoff, trying to run up the middle. And the challenge for Father Ryan, you've got players, some of those linemen like Marcus Kennedy Holt, Torrey Heron, Jadarius Lee, young players, sophomores, but very big with the size to get in there, try and plug up the holes. And it was linebacker Matthew Zito on the stop. But it was a 5-yard gain. The clock rolls as we approach the 8-minute mark of the second quarter. Father Ryan 21, McCallie 19. 3 receivers for the Blue Tornado in the 2nd and 5. They'll bring one of those receivers in motion. It's going to be a keeper. D'Angelo Hardy's going to be brought down, tackle for loss. And look at that, Marcus Kennedy Holt. Just mentioned him, number 53. Again, he's a sophomore. He played as a freshman, as did Heron, Jadarius Lee as well. So for Father Ryan, 3 young but experienced offensive linemen and defensive linemen with some size. So 3 receivers again for McCallie on this 3rd and 7. Hardy's going to roll that far side. He's a risk to run with it. He's going to throw. Batted away, incomplete. A flag comes in. Official on the far side threw a flag. And that'll probably be a penalty against Father Ryan. And I've heard some of the reaction of the Father Ryan supporters here. Made that drive down I-24 to be here in person. So the official from way down the field threw the flag. They got to put the ball back at where it was at the where the line of scrimmage was before, and they're going to walk up 15 yards. That's going to move the chains. So on 3rd and 7, McCallie, the beneficiary of a pass interference call. There's some dissent here in the stands. They got to get over it. That's the call. You can't let your guard down for a second against this high-octane Blue Tornado offense. Whistle. Timeout, McCallie. Take one as well. 6:59 to go, second quarter. Your score, Father Ryan 21, McCallie 19. This is Father Ryan football on ATW Sportscast. Six minutes, 59 seconds to go, second quarter. Father Ryan 21, McCallie 19. McCallie just used its 3rd and final timeout of the first half. Irish still have 2 of their 3 timeouts for this first half remaining. A score update. It's now Baylor 20, Knox Catholic 10. Good luck stopping Elijah Howard tonight, Knox Catholic. McCallie, after the penalties, going to be a keeper by Hardy. Runs right into that defensive line. Be stopped for no gain. Anthony Wright, looks like he was the one making the tackle, had about 3 or 4 teammates there with him. The PA announcer say Matthew Beacom as well. And there are several Father Ryan players in there. Tackle for loss for whomever ends up getting that credit as far as the tackle for loss. 2nd and 11, the clock rolls, 6:23 and counting, second quarter. Irish lead by 2. Hardy's going to throw near side, and it goes out of bounds, incomplete. One official says in, one says out. Father Ryan, incomplete. That's got to be right. I mean, he landed out of bounds. Now, I'm, again, old enough. I'll start bringing up these old rules just because it happens to jar my memory. In the NFL, there's like if you jump up as a receiver and catch the ball and got pushed out of bounds, it would count as a catch, as if they presumed you would land in bounds. A stupid rule. Good they got rid of it. Never existed on the high school level that I've ever seen. And so on now 3rd and 11, the play clock's down to 5. McCauley can't call a timeout. Hardy rolls that far side, throws. Hubbock jumped the route, incomplete, batted away. And Father Ryan is fired up here tonight in Chattanooga. I just lay out there for a second and listen to the crowd, the excitement. Family members, alumni, supporters. Some who live here in this Chattanooga area, not too far to go to see their Irish play, and so it will be line drive punt. Erdman is back. He'll wisely get away from it, let it roll. It's going to take a Blue Tornado roll down to about the 7-yard line. Jack Conklin's the punter for McCauley, although I didn't see just a whole lot of him on video for reasons that should be obvious with this very, very potent Blue Tornado offense. 5:59 to go second quarter. Father Ryan 21, McCauley 19. And remember, Father Ryan will get the ball to start the second half. Now, don't get too excited. This is, again, McCauley, they're not going to let up. Again, the most recent game against Baylor 2 weeks ago, it was back and forth, but their offense was relentless. Now it's Father Ryan with the lead and the ball. 1st and 10 from the Irish 7. 5:59 to go here in this second quarter. That's a handoff. Jaden Robinson just got bulldogged down. Clean tackle. So defensive back Nick Robinson on the stop. 5-yard gain for Father Ryan, 2nd and 5 from the Irish 12. 5:33 and counting second quarter. Father Ryan 21, McCauley 19. Pfeiffer goes in motion to the far side to set up the run. Up the middle. I believe it was Antonio Wright, number 10. I'm just to the right of midfield from my view. Can't complain about that, but this particular angle is a little tough to tell. Well, it was Antonio Wright on the play. He's going to have to come to the sideline a little bit, favoring one of his legs. So Antonio out, twin brother Anthony in on this 3rd and 2. Less than 5 minutes to go. First half, Father Ryan 21, McCauley 19. Irish will send 2 receivers out far. Dual running back. Now Beacom moves to that far side. McCauley now teases a double outside linebacker blitz. Sets a handoff. Bit of a trap play, and it worked. First down for Father Ryan. Anthony Wright moves the chains for the Irish. So it was Tessman, number 36, on the stop. .427 to go, second quarter. Father Ryan 21, McCauley 19. Irish 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. And from the shotgun, Tabscott rolling. He may just have to throw it away, and he will. That's a smart play there by DC Tabscott. Nobody's open. Do not force the ball in this situation, to be sure. And he'll end up throwing to the sideline where nobody had a chance at it. And that stops the clock. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go, second quarter. Father Ryan 21, McCauley 19. It'll be Pfeiffer and Smith, the 2 receivers to the far side. Beacom, tight end, moves over to the far side as well. And out of the gun, Tabscott's going to hand it off. Spin move by Jaden Robinson. Past the 25 down to maybe the 27-yard line. It's about a 4-yard gain on 2nd and 10. Tessman again, number 36 at linebacker. Most teams anymore run a 3-4 defense, at least on the major high school level from what I've seen. Gives you a lot more flexibility as far as pass coverage goes. And Tessman will be on that near side outside linebacker look. 4 receivers for the Irish on this 3rd and 5. 3:28 and counting here in this first half. And with 5 seconds on the play clock, throws near side complete. Parker Erdman has the first down. It'll be out of bounds near the Irish 40-yard line. So Father Ryan, which started this drive at his own 7, has managed to run a couple of minutes off the clock. And again, McCallie with no timeouts left for this first half. So they want to try and get their players an opportunity to have a breather. Have to wait on that. 2 receivers to the far side, one to the near. The hard count by Tapscott almost got McCallie to move again. And with McCallie staying in place, it'll be Robinson moving to the near side to get that handoff. Those blockers in place, flags come in. And that may be a holding penalty against Father Ryan. It was on 1st and 10. So Robinson standing there holding the ball, trying to figure out who to give it to. So it is a holding call. It's how 2 flags come in right away like that. That's more often than not what you're going to get. So after the run, that was terminated by the holding penalty. It'll be Robinson to the sideline. Father Ryan keeps shuttling in running back. I'm glad to see Robinson out there tonight for Father Ryan. He got a little bit banged up in the second half 2 weeks ago, and we didn't see him after that in the game, so certainly Irish fans pleased to see him out there tonight, although in this play it'll be Anthony Wright in at running back. As the season has progressed, Anthony Wright played a lot of outside linebackers, been rotated in along with his twin brother Antonio, Jaden Robinson, and the occasional other player in there like Ben Marchetti. So first and 25, because it's from where the penalty took place, the holding. A lot different than 1st and 10. But the clock rolls, 3:03 to go. Ooh, a hard hit. Anthony Wright dropped, maybe a tackle for loss. James Howard, sophomore defensive lineman. But for Father Ryan, the clock continues to run. And I think the Irish may play a little bit of clock management here because McCallie, with no timeouts, can't stop the clock. Let it run down. It's 15 seconds now on the play clock. And this is a change for this season. You used to get that 25-second play clock. And you still get, like, after a change of possession or a turnover, that sort of thing. But after a play, it's 40 seconds. And with 4 seconds on the play clock, and wait too long, it'll send Pfeiffer in motion. 1 second on the play clock. They get the snap off. And that's Anthony Wright. Got the ball past the Irish 35-yard line, getting close to where the Irish started on the play that was called back on a holding penalty. So 3rd and 12, we'll say. Maybe 3rd and 13. And there's a little bit of estimation when you're on this roadside looking down. So 3rd and 12 as McCallie on that far side tries to get its fans, its student section fired up. But I would suggest that McCallie was not expecting this kind of an effort from Father Ryan. 3rd and 12, 10 seconds on the play clock, 1:36 to go. I think Father Ryan's going to let it run down to 1 and then call a timeout, and they'll have 1 remaining. And that's exactly what they do. That's what I would have done. So a savvy move there by Father Ryan, as we've already seen that McCallie's offense can score quickly. Irish certainly do not want to leave much time on the clock if they can help it, especially knowing that Father Ryan will get the ball to start the second half. It's Irish leading 21-19. 1-6 Father Ryan leading 7-0 McCallie. But it's the first half, of course, and McCallie is a team that will not let up, I assure you. And again, I mentioned the game that McCallie played most recently against Baylor. Baylor with just an incredible running back with Elijah Howard, who's a junior. It's between him and B.J. Harris and others. I know if I mention more, then there's names I'll leave off the list inadvertently. Even like Wooten, the running back for Christian Brothers. I saw him 2 years ago for that quarterfinal playoff game Father Ryan played up at Christian Brothers. He impressed me then. He's impressed me more from what I've seen on video. Getting to see a little bit more of those Memphis teams as teams like NBA and JP2 that are on that west side of the divide. So now 3rd and 13, 1:27 to go out of the timeout. Late in this first half. 2 receivers, 2 running backs. One of those receivers, Christian Smith, sent in motion on the run. And Jaden Robinson stays in bounds. Smart move right there. Didn't want to go out. Picked up a yard or two. A little bit slow developing on the carry, but he made the most of it. Okay, 30 seconds from right now would put us at 37 seconds. So Father Ryan could take it down to 1 second on the play clock. Be about 38. No, it depends when they officially give the timeout. Be 4th and 11, so the Irish, you would figure, will punt. And what a first half for Father Ryan. The interception after kicking off to McCauley. The Blue Tornado trying to get a quick start instead the Irish forced the turnover, get the touchdown, and then it was 3 rather quick touchdowns. McCauley, but Father Ryan sticking with that passing game. A pair of touchdowns through the air. And the difference right now in the game at this point is Father Ryan's taking its third and final timeout with 38.7 seconds to go here in this second quarter. But it was Baylor missing an extra point. They made it 7-6, so it's still Father Ryan with the lead early. And then Baylor got that quick touchdown from Harris. See some of the members of McCauley's band to my right in that far end zone. Putting on a performance at halftime for those of us here in attendance. Beautiful night. It finally feels like football weather, that cool, crisp. It's my favorite time of the year. Of course, winter's around the corner, but let's not worry about that. Enjoy what we got. Here it's late in this first half. Father Ryan 21, McCauley 19. Caleb Jones, like he's set to return. I'm not sure if he actually, they're going to make a switch, and there'll be Thompson Bird, number 1, going back. Well, some confusion from McCauley, but they can't call a timeout to adjust things. They're out of them. Plenty of time for Wisnowski. Spinning kick, fair catch called for and made by Bird at the 30. With 32.6 seconds to go in this second quarter, Father Ryan leads McCauley 21-19. And you can hear this Father Ryan contingent here on the roadside. The roadside of the field, not the side of a road. Here at Pete Potter Field, Spears Stadium. McCauley with the ball in the near hash at their own 30-yard line. They're out of timeouts. Father Ryan's out of timeouts. Senior quarterback D'Angelo Hardy will bring a man in motion. It's going to be a run up the middle. B.J. Harris brought down for maybe a 3-yard gain. The clock continues to run as neither team has a timeout to stop it. Could have been just an attempt by McCauley to see if Harris could break one. He proved earlier he's more than capable. McCauley taking its time. They don't have to snap the ball if they don't want to. 10 seconds and counting. It looks like they will get at least one snap. Oh, it's almost a false start, but that was like a clear, like a procedure penalty, but no flag. Hardy's going to uncork one. Incomplete as we hit the horn. Pass intended for Zeke Lomax. So Father Ryan, the underdog, to put it lightly, coming into this game, leads at the half. So your score at halftime, Father Ryan High School 21, McCauley School 19. Halftime, we'll take a break. Try and get some information. One scroll pass along real quick. It's still 20-10, Baylor leading Knox Catholic. Game taking place less than 10 miles from here in Chattanooga. So at halftime, your score, Father Ryan 21, McCauley 19. And on top of that, the Irish will get the ball to start the second half. So we'll take a break. We'll be back on the other side of this. This is Father Ryan Football on ATW Sportscast. We approach the end of halftime here in Chattanooga, Spears Stadium on the campus of the McCallie School. We're at halftime. Father Ryan leads McCallie 21-19. This is a 7-0 McCallie team that I would strongly suggest did not expect to be down at the half. But that's the reality. And for the Irish, not only do they have a 2-point lead to start the second half, Father Ryan will receive the ball to start the second half as McCallie won the toss and opted to receive the opening kickoff, which ended up being a very positive thing for Father Ryan. Third play from scrimmage, an interception by defensive back Grayson Hubbock. See Father Ryan coming out from their locker room here, setting up the Irish first score. Only one completion in the first half for McCallie. D'Angelo Hardy, 1 for 6, but the one completion was for a touchdown, 43 yards. That was Eric Rivers who had that touchdown, had 200 yards receiving against Baylor 2 weeks ago in the Blue Tornadoes' most recent game. For Father Ryan, Anthony Wright, 7 carries, 38 yards. Antonio Wright, 3 carries, 18 yards, and a touchdown. And Jaden Robinson, 9 carries, 18 yards. Or excuse me, 17, as they have the net here on the side. And then DC Tapscott, 1 for 5. Tapscott passing, very accurate. This is important. Throws have been on the money. 11 for 15, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a long of 47. That was the touchdown pass to Christian Smith. Less than 30 seconds on the countdown clock. Before we kick things off here, McCallie's more than ready. I'll go through the scores real quick at the half. Baylor 20, Knox Catholic 13. Second quarter, Memphis University School 7, Pope John Paul II High School 0, Christian Brothers 21, St. Benedict 0, Briarcrest 21, Cordova 0, Lipscomb, who Father Ryan plays 1 week from tonight at Giacosa Stadium for senior night. They lead Franklin County 14-7. There's the horn. And so we're prepared to start the second half.
Number 43, Andrew Prescott. Deep for the Irish. Number 6, Parker Erdman. And number 44, Aiden Nelson.
So it's Andrew Prescott putting the ball on the tee, number 43. And for the Irish, it's going to be Erdman and Nelson, the 2 return men. It's a medium spinning kick near side, fielded at the 23. At the 28-yard line, that's where Father Ryan will start its first possession of the second half. Stephon Ponder on the return. Ponder had several returns last week, or 2 weeks ago, the most recent game for Father Ryan. Teams, for whatever reason, have shown an aversion to kicking deep against the Irish. Father Ryan sticking with what's working as far as that double running back look out of the shotgun. 2 receivers and a tight end. On this 1st and 10, Jaden Robinson somehow had a player for McCallie get his arm around his helmet, and Robinson managed to break free. I hear people yelling for a face mask. I didn't see face mask grasped. It's close, but they don't throw penalty flags for close, at least not usually. But it was a 6-yard gain, or maybe 7, depending on, maybe we'll say 6. The nose of the ball right at the 35-yard line on this near side. Father Ryan 21, unbeaten McCallie 19, early in this third quarter. So on 2nd and 4, Pfeiffer comes in motion. This is a handoff. Anthony Wright spinning around. What great leg strength. I think he's got the first down for the Irish. And they're going to move the chains. First down, Father Ryan. And so it's Anthony Wright. Father Ryan, by and large, has not used Anthony Wright just a whole lot on offense. Opting more to use him as an outside linebacker. He's very good at that as well. But now as the team has kind of shifted to a 3-3-5 defense, or using other outside linebackers, it frees up Anthony Wright to come in at running back. It's 2 running backs and then 2 receivers to that far side for Father Ryan. 1st and 10 from the Irish 39. 10:47 to go, third quarter. Father Ryan leads by 2. Handoff, Anthony Wright. Anthony Wright ran into a wall there. James Howard, Aaron Crowder, and there wasn't much room beyond that. Back to the original line of scrimmage, though, so no loss, but no gain either. The clock runs, 10:20 to go, third quarter. Father Ryan, 21. McCallie, 19. 5 for the receiver on that far side. Christian Smith to the near. McCallie with 7 in the box. Antonio Wright goes out into the flats, set the screen. It's complete. Be a tackle for loss, though. Jaden Robinson brought it in, but outstanding effort. Chase Looper, senior linebacker, number 40. Well, actually 44. I said 40, but 44 is this number. If you see him here on this near side at outside linebacker. 9:36 and counting, third quarter. Father Ryan, 21. McCallie, 19. Irish looking at a 3rd and 10. Father Ryan needs to get the ball to their own 49-yard line. Play fake. Tapscott's going to roll. He's going to throw. That's going to go incomplete. Intended for Josh Pfeiffer. And so on 4th and 10, this would seem to be a situation where Father Ryan's going to punt the ball. And McCauley's going to send number 1, Thompson Bird, back to return. Although Father Ryan has shown they're not afraid to break out the trick plays. The onside kick recovery in the first half, which I believe is the first one of those this season for Father Ryan to recover. And so it's Wisnowski now. Nice punt to this near side. Well, it's going to depend on where it went out of bounds. And they'll say the ball went out of bounds at the McCallie 30-yard line. No return. And so the Blue Tornado is 70 yards away from the goal line. And Father Ryan trailing the Irish by 2. 9:11 to go here in this third quarter. This will be the first offensive possession for McCallie in the second half. And you know the Blue Tornado in that locker room, you know that those players were talking about adjustments to be made. Father Ryan's defense tries to stop the option play. Hardy spin move. Nelson has him. He's helped to make the tackle around the 35-yard line. Michael Hart's in there. And Parker Peterson as well. Peterson's hiding down on that far side. I didn't see him on the play. That's some good gang tackling, albeit after a 6-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 4, 8:38 and counting, third quarter. Father Ryan 21, McCallie 19. Blue Tornado looking at a 2nd and 4. 2 receivers to the near side. And that man in motion, it's going to be a handoff. B.J. Harris of the first down. A very dangerous looking play, similar to one of his first half runs that went for a touchdown when he broke through. With Matthew Zito, I believe it was number 36 Zito that got in there, at least just kind of knock Harris off balance. We approach the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. Father Ryan up by 2. McCallie 1st and 10 from its own 43-yard line. Send a running back up to an H-back position. It's me a handoff. Zeke Lomax, number 15. Oh, that's a 4 instead of a 1. I should have looked closer. Gavin Cagle. Cagle is basically the backup running back for when Harris is in there to spell him. But you never know what teams they might put in there. I thought for a second it was a 15 with the 1 and the 4. Clearly not the same thing. Cagle would go out as a receiver on this play. With an H-back moving to the far side and 13 seconds in the play clock. Right up the middle, B.J. Harris. About a 3-yard gain, not enough to get a first down. It appears Harris reached the 50. And Parker Peterson, another stop. An important one at that, with the nose of the ball right at the 50-yard line. 3rd and 3. Father Ryan leads by 2. McCallie trying to get the ball into Father Ryan territory. The Irish looking for a stop on 3rd down. Bird, the receiver, to the near side. Hard count, nobody jumps for the Irish. And Cagle in motion to set up the options. A pitch. That's a live ball. That's a loose ball. Father Ryan seems to think they have it. Do they? And they do. So Father Ryan, it was a strange looking play. They were setting up Cagle for the pitch, and look, the angle was a little weird. And for Father Ryan, you'll have to excuse me for not knowing who it was that recovered that fumble for Father Ryan. It's a I was hoping the PA announcer might help me out, but no luck there. It's Father Ryan ball. So McCallie, uncharacteristic turnovers. Father Ryan trying to take advantage. The second turnover for McCallie, an interception in the first half on this 1st and 10. It's a keeper. DC Tapscott. DC has the first down for Father Ryan. Father Ryan on the move. Irish lead by 2 with the ball in McCallie territory. The ball will be spotted at the 34-yard line, that far hash of McCallie. And Father Ryan, 6:22 and counting third quarter, leading 21-19. Trying to build on the momentum. Be a run. Jaden Robinson actually kind of ran into DC Tapscott. And McCallie was there quickly to, actually lost a half yard or back to the original line of scrimmage. Defensive lineman number 20, Howard. James Howard credited with a stop from McCallie. They will say a 1-yard gain, so it wasn't a tackle for loss, but 2nd and out for Father Ryan at the McCallie 33-yard line. Father Ryan 21, McCallie 19, 12 seconds on the play clock, 5:33 and counting third quarter on the game clock. Quick throw, receiver screen, incomplete. Parker Erdman, not only very sure-handed, but on that one, the ball fell incomplete. Although, perhaps that was a blessing in disguise in some way. So I don't know that he would have been able to get very far if he'd been able to pull that one in. Whatever the case, it was incomplete. 3rd and 9, 5:23 to go third quarter. Father Ryan 21, unbeaten McCallie 19. The ball is at the 33-yard line of the Blue Tornado. Irish are going to go bunch trips receivers to the near side, one out far. And with running back Anthony Wright for blocking protection, DC Tapscott's going to throw deep. Looking for Erdman, incomplete. It was a nice throw where only Erdman would have been able to bring it in if anybody could. Erdman's fast, but the throw's a little bit too strong. Now it's 4th down, 4th and 9. And an interesting decision here for Father Ryan at the, they got to go for it. I guess there really is no decision to it. Father Ryan with a 2-point lead, but punting, no, they're not going to punt it here. Better off trying to either draw a penalty or, which Father Ryan did a couple of weeks ago against Ensworth. It was a 4th down play that pass interference was called on, and the Irish got a first down. And I'm not suggesting that's what they're going to do here, but they might. 4th and 9 for Father Ryan. With the ball at the McCallie 33-yard line. A 50-yard field goal is out of the question outside of Wisnowski's range. We get a whistle. Now the play clock hit 0. Timeout Father Ryan. That's the first timeout for either team to use here in this third quarter, in the second half. So it's Father Ryan. Father Ryan. Take a quick timeout. Father Ryan leading 21-19 here at McCallie on ATW Sportscast. Father Ryan, after the timeout, looking at a 4th and 9 from the Blue Tornado 33-yard line. Father Ryan leads 21-19. The Irish forced 2 turnovers. The interception in the first half that ended up leading to Father Ryan's first score, and then the fumble that set up this current possession. On 4th and 9, Irish are going to set up. They go 4 wide receivers. They have Beacom in there. It's kind of that tight end H-back, in this case a receiver. Irish have to get the ball to the 24-yard line as Urban comes in motion to the near side. And with 8 seconds on the play clock, Tapscott throws. Interception, incomplete. That one really should have been picked off. Nick Robinson saw the ball go in and out of his hands. Although, if he would have fallen down there, it was a turnover on downs for Father Ryan, so it may have actually been beneficial for the Blue Tornado. Although it's not that much of a difference in the grand scheme of things. So McCallie takes over, 5:10 to go third quarter with the ball at its own 33-yard line. Father Ryan 21, McCallie 19. Bunched up look from McCallie on this 1st and 10. Bring Bird in motion. It's going to be D'Angelo Hardy. He's going to try and take it himself, and this could be danger. Flag comes in. This is coming back. Or at least I believe that's the case. Yeah, Michael Hart's did a good job hunting down Hardy. Just like Harris, Hardy's a threat to break one on any play, but this is going to go against the Blue Tornado. Trying to watch the main official, head referee in the white hat. When they do the indication to the crowd of the penalty, they do it with their back to the roadside. And normally calling high school games, you're in the same box with the road team when you're on the road. But in this case here at McCallie's very spacious, beautiful campus, we're on the other side, so we have to get the best of it. It was a holding call. You would imagine so it being 1st and 16, because that's a spot of the foul penalty minus 10 yards back. 5:03 to go third quarter. Father Ryan leading by 2. Bird in motion. Going to fake the jet sweep, and this is going to be Hardy keeping it himself. Shouldered out of bounds. Well, there's Beacom over there, number 8. I remember Timmons, number 9. It's tough to tell on that far side. And after they say Hart's number 34 is going to get the credit for it. Several players over in that area for Father Ryan. So a 3-yard gain, or actually more than a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. Be 3 yards if it had been 1st and 10 before the penalty. 2nd and 7. Hardy just going to keep it himself again. Trying to cut through as the first down. Father Ryan trying to stop him. A dozen players in there pushing back and forth. But plenty enough there to move the chains again for McCallie. They trail by 2. 4:45 and counting third quarter. Father Ryan's defense. Clearly, McCallie's going to keep running the ball. That's what they do very well. Hardy almost trying to put McCallie on his back. Trying to carry him last couple of plays, but you got to watch out for B.J. Harris. And there's that receiver in motion. The play fake. Hardy's going to throw deep. He overthrew his receiver. Double coverage anyway for Father Ryan. There's a flag. This might be a pass interference call or a defensive hold. Another flag came in. So that would be a first down for the, so indeed a defensive holding penalty. So I saw a second flag come in late. I was afraid there might have been like a unsportsmanlike. That would have been a most inopportune time for one, but that's apparently not the case. So defensive holding, McCallie with the ball in Father Ryan territory, but the Irish lead by 2, 4:17 to go third quarter. Father Ryan looking for his first Division II AAA region win of the year against a team that hasn't lost to anybody this year. But at this point, it's Father Ryan on the road with a 2-point lead. And with 6 seconds on the play clock, McCallie, they have to really hurry here. With one on the play clock, just barely get it away. B.J. Harris on the carry up the middle. Gets ahead of steam going, not easy to bring him down. Cole Becker in there on the stop, number 45. Linebacker Jackson Brown over to the sidelines. The Irish make some substitutions on this 2nd and 3. 3:50 and counting third quarter. Father Ryan 21, McCallie 19. There's B.J. Harris on the 2nd and 3. I don't know if he got enough to move the chains. It's close. It was enough. I don't think he got it by a whole lot, but just enough proves to be effective, and it's a first down for McCallie. So now it's the Blue Tornado with a long sustained drive. Going to have 3 receivers here. 1st and 10. And with motion, it's going to be a handoff. B.J. Harris. Father Ryan stops him after maybe a 2 or 3 yard gain. Good job of that Father Ryan defense. Flag's in, though, so we'll see what this is. Almost as Hush comes over the stadium, not out of fear, but just like, what's the penalty? Face mask on Father Ryan's the penalty. And so with the ball at the 32-yard line, that's a 15-yard penalty. And so it's going to put the Blue Tornado with the ball inside the red zone of the Irish. The ball at the 14-yard line. And so now the Irish red zone defense has to step up, try and hold on to that 2-point lead. There's 12 seconds on the play clock. McCallie, even that 40-second play clock, they've been stretching it out a bit. Less than 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10. B.J. Harris on the carry. And a great job on that tackle for Father Ryan. Jaden Robinson. Robinson keeps his legs churning when he's running the ball. Keeps his legs churning when he's making a tackle, especially against somebody like Harris. 2-yard gain for Harris. And for McCallie, number 45, Gavin Cagle went to the sideline as it's 2 receivers near side on the 2nd and 8. So it's going to be a false start penalty on McCallie, it looks like. 8 seconds on the play clock. Nobody moved to the neutral zone for Father Ryan. There's not much else it can be. So a procedure penalty against McCallie. And when you're on offense in the red zone, a penalty can just be brutal. Wasn't the defense half the distance to the goal? Not great, but you're getting the full bill if you're penalized on offense going backward. Now the clock is still rolling. Approaching the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Father Ryan 21, McCallie 19, 2nd and 13. With 8 seconds on the play clock, H-back, they're blocking. It's go over or around Hardy. Hardy's just going to try and pick it up and run with it. He's going to be stopped. Not the first time in this game that McCallie has had trouble with that shotgun snap. That was actually from the first play from scrimmage they had trouble with that, which ultimately led to that 3rd and long, which in turn led to the Grayson Hubbock interception, and in turn led to Father Ryan's touchdown to go up 7-0 early. I think what kind of confidence that gave the Irish early against this very strong McCallie team. I mean, Father Ryan's lost 9 of the last 10 games against McCallie in football. This is a strong program. But a minute 20 and counting, the clock continues to roll. They got 12 seconds on the play clock to the Blue Tornado on 3rd and 22. They get the ball inside the Irish 10-yard line. Play fake. Hardy's going to throw. Man coverage. Erdman's there. And a flag comes in. No. Oh, he made the catch. Wow. I saw the flag and somehow didn't see that reception. I thought that Erdman was there and had maybe batted it away. Not the case. So penalty on Father Ryan's declined, and it's a touchdown for the Blue Tornado. So it's now 25-21 McCallie. They've got a 4-point lead, and they're going to go for 2. Interesting decision at this point. Oh, another, yeah. I saw Bird coming in late. It's going to be Hardy. Option to this near side. He's into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. That makes it 27-21. McCallie leading Father Ryan. A minute, 1 second to go in this third quarter. Here's some cheers from across the way from McCallie's student section, although McCallie just at this point a 6-point lead, and Father Ryan about to get the ball back. I mean, realistically, knowing how potent McCallie's offense is, it would not be realistic to think of keeping them bottled up for the duration of this game. And while McCallie has made a couple of mistakes and Father Ryan's done their best to capitalize on it, at this point, McCallie leads by 6. It'll be Parker Erdman and Aiden Nelson, the 2 deep return men for Father Ryan.
Deep for the Irish, number 6, Parker Erdman, and number 44, Aiden Nelson.
So apparently there's a penalty on Father Ryan on, oh, you know what, they're going to take the penalty. Well, there must have been some sort of personal foul or unsportsmanlike against Father Ryan. Because you can't just tack on like pass interference on the kickoff, but you can if it's a personal foul penalty. I talked over the PA announcer, didn't quite hear, but yeah, it's something assessed on the kickoff. So Father Ryan is set to receive down by 6. Deep spinning kick, and yeah, that's going to cross the plane of the goal line. I think it's safe to say. That means Father Ryan will start 1st and 10 from its own 20-yard line. 1 minute, 1 second remaining in the third quarter. A back and forth battle here in Chattanooga. Irish down by 6. And Father Ryan 80 yards away from retaking the lead if they can do that. Three receivers for Father Ryan on this 1st and 10, 2 to the far side. Beacom tied into this near side. He tries to set up blocking. Jaden Robinson, can he turn the corner? Shoulders Bird down. Thomas Bird is a senior, but definitely doesn't have as much body mass as Jaden Robinson. Robinson's got the, obviously he's skilled enough to play defensive end in a 3-4, so he's got some size, but on that play, lower the shoulder, lower the boom, and get 5 yards, 2nd and 5. Less than a minute to go third quarter. McCallie 27, Father Ryan 21. Beacom in motion to the far side. McCallie teases a blitz. They're going to bring the heat. It's a handoff. Jaden Robinson is going to be a tackle for loss. McCallie sold out against the run with that run blitz, and when you have a stretch play like that, a run to the far side, there's nothing Robinson can do. Coming up now on 3rd and 8. Less than 30 seconds in the quarter, I should say. 20 seconds in the play clock, so about a 2.5 second differential. Important play right here. Bunch receivers trips to this near side. McCallie's going to bring some heat. Tabscott throws against his body, ill-advised. And they have an interception. Interception McCallie. Thompson Bird at the 38-yard line. It's a sliding catch, and again, it's a great view, right, on top of things here. Only the players right there next to the 35, 40-yard line obstructed. They will say incomplete. It was very close, but for Father Ryan, it'd be a punt now for Zach Wesnowski. It's a tipped punt by McCallie. They take an Irish roll. McCallie jumps on it. at the Father Ryan 39-yard line. So maybe 15 yards tops net on that punt. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. After 3, your score, McCallie School 27, Father Ryan High School 21. One of the exciting fourth quarter coming up here in just a moment. This is Father Ryan football on ATW Sportscast. We begin the fourth quarter here on the campus of the McCallie School, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Hello, friends. Lou Pickney with you here on this solo call. And in a game that Father Ryan came into at 1-6 against 7-0 McCallie, it's the Irish who had the lead in this second half. They're now within 6 points after McCallie retook the lead. And on 1st and 10, this is going to be trouble. Eric Rivers. And he had 200 yards receiving 2 weeks ago against Baylor. That time they tried getting the ball in his hands. A more running type situation. It's about a 4 or 5 yard gain, actually a 6 yard gain by the time it's said and done. Early in this fourth quarter. Of course, Father Ryan doesn't let McCallie get into field goal range because the field goal would make it a 2-possession game. And now it's McCallie going the double running back look. Harris up the middle. Harris, B.J. Harris, he'll be close to a first down. He may have it. In fact, he will. At the half, by the way, B.J. Harris had 5 carries for 162 yards and 2 touchdowns. A lot of that was yardage gained on the 90-yard touchdown run. 1st and 10. 11-11 to go, fourth quarter. Father Ryan trails by 6. McCallie with the ball. D'Angelo Hardy tries to cut it back. Tough to bring down. Finally, ends up popping out around the 16 or 17-yard line. And so Parker Peterson getting in there on the stop for Father Ryan, number 94, defensive end. Although I guess they could have probably credited several different Irish players in there as there was a big scrum. 1st and 10, 10:44 and counting, fourth quarter. McCallie leads by 6. They got the ball in Irish red zone. D'Angelo Hardy, he's going to go in for a touchdown. Irish tried to play the pitch man. Proved to be a mistake. Hardy kept it himself, cut into the end zone. And it's touchdown McCallie. And the Blue Tornado have taken a 2-possession lead. It was quarterback D'Angelo Hardy. And it's an option, as they call it, the option. You can pitch it or keep it. As McCallie goes for the extra point. It's good. 10:33 to go, fourth quarter. It's now McCallie 34, Father Ryan 21. And I mentioned this before, McCallie has that quick strike offense. In some ways, it feels like they're never truly out of a game. And while they have a very strong running attack, as McCallie showed 2 weeks ago, when they need to throw the ball, they can. In this case, though, it was mostly by way of the run. And now it is a 13-point lead for the Blue Tornado. The cheerleaders from Father Ryan here on this road side of the field cheering on their Irish football team. It'll be Andrew Prescott, number 43, the place kicker. Kicking off with Erdman to the near side, Nelson to the far. Actually, they're standing right next to each other on the 8-yard line. A little bit different from a kick return. Now they'll split. Spinning kick that probably go into the end zone. So they'll be fielded at the 3 to the 10. Erdman to the 20, tries to get the corner to the 30. Parker Erdman, nice kick return. There's a flag on that far side, it appears. There's some yelling from over there. Score update, fourth quarter. Baylor School 20, Knox Catholic 20. So it's a 15-yard penalty on McCauley, personal foul. Tell people are fired up over there on that far side. Just a little bit tough to tell from this vantage point, but for Father Ryan, and now McCauley's trying to get in position defensively. Irish like to go up-tempo even when it's a penalty like that. 1st and 10 to the line. Play fake. Tapscott flush from the pocket to that far side. Probably just throw it away. So he's got to run with it. Maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain. DC Tapscott trying to will his team down the field. It's anytime you see Tapscott run with the ball, it's like get that feeling of like, please slide. But after all, that's no gain. 10:15 to go, fourth quarter. McCauley 34, Father Ryan 21. The Irish going to go 2 receivers near side, 2 running backs. Pfeiffer in motion to the far side. Handoff, and Jaden Robinson tries to find a hole. So they kick it to this near side. If he can get to the corner, tries a stiff arm. He'll be tackled for a loss. Nick Robinson, the tackle for loss. So is Jaden Robinson running, Nick Robinson tackling. And it's a 2-yard loss. So Robinson, tackle for loss. 3rd and 12 for Father Ryan. 9:50 and counting, fourth quarter. The ball, the nose of the ball right at the 49-yard line of McCauley. Look at that, the student section across from us and the band getting kind of loud. Tapscott's trying to communicate with his coaches. Clock continues to run. 9 seconds on the play clock. 9:30 and counting, fourth quarter on this 3rd and 12. McCauley only brings 3, set up a screen, and McCauley was ready for it. Josh Pfeiffer will screen pass, receiver screen. But McCauley only bringing 3 on the pass rush. It's going to put the ball about where it was when the play began. Nose of the ball very close to the 49-yard line. 4th and 12 for Father Ryan. 9:03 to go, fourth quarter. Irish are down by 13 points. Father Ryan with 2 timeouts remaining. This could be another pooch. Although, do you really want McCauley to get the ball back? Hard count, McCauley doesn't move. There's the step back and the pooch. High floating kick. Not the best pooch punt you'll ever see from DC Tapscott, but it did pin the ball back at the 24-yard line, so. So it's McCauley 34, Father Ryan 21. And again, the Irish led here in this second half, 21-19. But a pair of Blue Tornado touchdowns has given 7-0 McCauley a 13-point lead, and they're going for more. D'Angelo Hardy on 1st and 10. This is a handoff. Gavin Cagle. So Cagle gets about 4 yards on the play. Hubbock on the stop for the Irish. Torrey Heron into the game. It's quite the switch from Matthew Beacom, very good defensive end, but taller and lankier paired with big number 55. 2nd and 7, less than 8 minutes to go in the game. McCallie by 13. H-back moves to the far side. It's the option play. And the pitch. That's Cagle. Cagle's got the first down. And he'll be forced out of bounds near the McCallie 40-yard line, really more like the 37, 38. Cagle moves the chains. And now the clock has become an ally of the Blue Tornado as they lead by 13, and they have the ball. 1st and 10. And something that Ensworth did, Father Ryan's last game 2 weeks ago, I found strange, was they didn't let the play clock run down to try and drain time off. Well, in this case, the clock not running here, so perhaps not the best example. But something to keep an eye on whether McCallie tries to drain time off or if they're going to, or just hand it to B.J. Harris up the middle. My goodness. McCallie running back B.J. Harris from 62 yards out. And now McCallie. That was a 62-yard touchdown run. What a game for junior running back B.J. Harris. Had a 90-yard touchdown in the first half, you might recall. And for his Father Ryan having the lead in the second half and a lot of enthusiasm. Again, McCallie relentless. Extra point is good, so McCallie, which averages 40 points a game, and now they have 41 points of the extra point. So it's McCallie 41, Father Ryan 21. Now, I've thought for a while now, just watching video and seeing plenty of teams in person, that McCallie is the team to beat on either side. I think I would take McCallie over Baylor, over Briarcrest, over the field. Of course, some of those, like St. Benedict, I've not seen much of them, but they're not going to be a contender this year from all indications. And a big game coming up, Baylor right now in that slugfest, tied at 20 at last word with Knox Catholic. Huge playoff implications for both teams in that one. But next Friday here in Chattanooga, Montgomery Bell Academy comes down. They're a West team playing Baylor and East team, so it's not a region game. But I think it's going to answer a lot of questions about both the running attack of Baylor and MBA's rush defense, as it's a spinning kick, medium length to the far side, fielded at the 16 to the 25. Look at a slip. And it'll be Irish ball around their own 27-yard line. 7 minutes, 29 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter. It's McCallie 41, Father Ryan 21. Flag on the play. It was Aiden Nelson on the return. Unsportsmanlike conduct, McCallie. So the penalty on the Blue Tornado will give the Irish an extra 15 yards. And I tell you what, this Father Ryan team came in here, and not a lot of people believing they were going to be able to hang in there with McCallie. Not only did they hang in there, they had the lead here in the second half. Again, this is an unbeaten Blue Tornado team. And I've mentioned this in past broadcasts, not to try and put them over or whatever, just I'll let people know this is an exceptionally good team. And it speaks volumes for Father Ryan that, despite their taking their licks in the win-loss column through the season, they've been able to take the fight to a really good team. As DC Tabscott pump fakes Christian Smith, and he's got it, incomplete. He had it for a half a second. Manny Mitchell on defense. Christian Smith had that impressive catch 2 weeks ago against Ensworth, where he had to come back for the ball deep down the field. And that great catch he took for a touchdown earlier in this game, but unable to bring it in. 2nd and 10, 7:22 to go fourth quarter. The Irish down by 20. Tabscott throws complete near side. Parker Erdman. Erdman shouldered out of bounds right at the 50-yard line. Caleb Jones on the stop for McCallie. So Caleb Jones on the stop. 7:13 to go. fourth quarter. Macaulay 41, Father Ryan 21. Irish with the ball in Blue Tornado territory, right at the 49-yard line of this near hash. It's in Pfeiffer in motion. It's going to be close. Irish needed to get to between the 47 and 48. And it was Anthony Wright on the carry, and Anthony Wright was about a half-yard shy. And no question from Father Ryan, they're going to go for it here, at least line up to do so, down by 20 with less than 7 minutes to go in the game. A few options here for Father Ryan. You could see Tapscott go under center and try and sneak it. Send that a few times. 2 running backs, 2 receivers. 4th and short. They'll bring Beacom over from that far side to the near side. Hand off Jaden Robinson. Second effort. He might have gotten it with that third effort. May have been about a half-yard shy. It's going to depend on the spot. It looked like they had him stopped. And they may have, okay, he didn't quite make it. But what an effort, though, and like maybe a tackle for loss. But unfortunately for Father Ryan, that was 4th down, so it's a turnover on downs. 6:25 to go fourth quarter. Macaulay 41, Father Ryan 21. A game Father Ryan led at the half, 21-19. But I tell you what, this Father Ryan team has shown a lot of heart. And the seniors on this team, they got one more home game coming up 1 week from tonight, senior night, a regular season home finale. Trent Dilfer, head coach at Lipscomb, brings his Mustangs in to face the Irish in a non-region game as Cagle comes in motion. It's going to be D'Angelo Hardy keeping himself. Spent out 1 tackle, finally brought down, but has a first down for Macaulay. So Nick Ledoux on the stop. I couldn't quite see who was in there on the tackle. And that's where it is helpful to be outside and be able to hear the PA announcer from the other side who might have a view of things that I can't see. 1st and 10 from the Irish 39. Macaulay up by 20 points, going to hand it off. Cagle got maybe a yard or 2. Cole Becker on the stop. So Becker with a stop, 2 or maybe a 3-yard gain. They'll say a 3-yard gain. The clock continues to run, 5:47 and counting fourth quarter. Macaulay 41, Father Ryan 21. The game clock runs, the play clock runs. Macaulay playing it smart as far as the time game goes, and why not? Got a 20-point lead. You want to run that time down as much as you can. 2nd and 7. 8 seconds on the play clock. Less than 5.5 minutes to go, fourth quarter. It's a fake. Hardy's going to throw deep to wide open receiver. Touchdown, Blue Tornado, Thompson Bird. Well, that's one reason you run the ball so much if you can. It sets up plays like that where the play action bite happens. And you won't see a wide receiver that wide open very often, even at the high school level. But the throw was on the money. Well executed play. And now Macaulay pouring it on late. 47-21. And that's before this extra point try. The extra point is good. 5 minutes, 17 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Your score, Macaulay 48, Father Ryan 21. So for Father Ryan, deserve a lot of credit as far as coming in here and playing hard. It's been a tough season as far as wins and losses go. An absolutely loaded schedule, and that was by design. Father Ryan head football coach Brian Rector said on 104.5 The Zone in Nashville before the season began that they put the schedule together, wanting to be challenged every week, and they have been challenged every week. Some top-notch competition. So Father Ryan came into this game, and I don't know if Macaulay looked past them. I wouldn't suggest that since they had a bye week to get ready, just like Father Ryan did. But the Irish, and to their credit, Father Ryan's able to take advantage of turnovers, but when Macaulay gets on a roll on offense, Good luck. Medium length kick to the far side, fielder on the 27, spun around and brought down.
Prescott's kick thrown to the Irish by number 23, Stephon Ponder.
Stephon Ponder made up as the leading kick returner for Father Ryan as far as number of returns goes before this is all said and done on the season. Teams are just kicking intermediate length, saying we'll give you the ball, Father Ryan, around 25, 30, and we'll take away any big play possibilities as far as kick returns go. DC Tapscott remains in at quarterback. The running back, Antonio Wright. 3 receivers, 2 to the near side. Tapscott throws complete. Matthew Beacom. About an 8 or 9 yard gain. Caleb Jones with a nice tackle. I thought Beacom was able to potentially turn and run with the ball, but it's brought down. And the clock runs less than 5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter in a game. Here in the second half, Father Ryan hung in there. Had the lead in the second half, but McCauley just too powerful, pulling away late with a 27-point lead. Irish are going to send Erdman and Pfeiffer, the 2 receivers, to that far side on this 2nd and 3. Receiver screen complete. Parker Erdman, nice block by Pfeiffer to open him up past midfield to the 30, to the 20. Erdman finally brought down after a beautiful run after that receiver screen. And that gets Father Ryan fans fired up. The ball will be spotted at the McCauley 12-yard line. Two running backs, 2 receivers to the near side. 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Tapscott running under pressure. Going to throw to the end zone. Christian Smith. Incomplete.
Tapscott's pass intended for number 3, Christian Smith, is incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Baylor has taken the lead on Knoxville Catholic, 27-20. And I'll tell you where things are going to get real interesting. If Baylor ends up beating Knox Catholic 2 weeks from tonight, Father Ryan at Knoxville Catholic with the opportunity to potentially cost Knox Catholic a playoff spot. So there are a lot of variables and games still to be played to determine that. 2nd and 10 for Father Ryan. 4:12 to go, fourth quarter. Irish trail by 27. Tapscott throws in zone. Interception. Interception McCauley. Running backwards. Is that going to be a safety? He got tackled. That ball was in the end zone. That should be a safety. The referee disagrees. It seemed to me that the player went into the end zone of his own volition. You do that. Well, now the refs are talking it over, but apparently, Father Ryan fans here aren't very happy about it, but they're going to say, well, they're going to put the ball at their McCauley 1-yard line. So it was an interception that gives the Blue Tornado the ball back.
Blue Tornado, 1-yard line. There it is. 1st and 10 to ball.
4:03 to go, fourth quarter. McCauley 48, Father Ryan 21. Baylor leads Knox Catholic 34-20. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. About 10 miles from where we are here at McCauley. The shadow of their own goal line. 1st and 10. B.J. Harris, do not give up a 99-yard touchdown run, Father Ryan. And they'll stop after a 6, or more like a 7 or 8 yard gain. I mean, Harris already has a 90-yard touchdown run tonight. So it appears wholesale substitutions at this point for McCauley, bringing in some second-teamers. I give the Blue Tornado credit for adjustments made at halftime, but for Father Ryan to come in here, get that opening touchdown, fell behind, fought back, had the lead at halftime, had the lead in the second half, but then McCauley just too much. You know, there's a defense out there that's going to be able to stymie this McCauley attack for a full game. They're going to have to prove it. Won't be easy.
Number 6, Austin Breedlove. McCauley handoff is number 45, Gavin Cagle.
So it's the sophomore Austin Breedlove, number 6, into the game.
First down.
James Henson into the game at cornerback for Father Ryan on this 1st and 10. Another handoff.
McCauley handoff is to number 45, Cagle.
So Gavin Cagle on the carry.
97, Drew Anderson. Cagle good for 2 yards. 2nd and 8.
The clock continues to run. 15 seconds on the play clock, 2:12 and counting, 4th quarter. As McCauley is pulled away, 48-21. Handoff. It's Cagle again on the carry. Maybe a tackle for loss or maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain.
McCauley handoff is to number 45, Gavin Cagle. Stop on the play. Number 42, Bryson Jackson.
So it's the freshman Bryshawn Jackson on the stop for the Irish. The clock continues to roll. 3rd and 5 for McCauley. McCauley leads Father Ryan 48-21. And it's Breedlove at quarterback. He's going to throw the ball. Complete on that far side. That's a 1st down for the Blue Tornado. And it was Lomax. Zeke Lomax on the reception. That moves the chains. So it's 1st down McCauley. Approaching the final minute of the game. You may see a couple of carries, handoffs, whatever here. Maybe not. Maybe they'll throw the ball. Who knows? But you would think it'll be a carry. It is. Getting to the outside as the 1st down. And finally tackled around the 45-yard line out of bounds. And that's Ontario Price. Ontario Price is a freshman. Had a nice run. Out of bounds, stops the clock. 41.4 seconds to go, 4th quarter. And again, the game Father Ryan led at the half, 21-19, and hung in there early in that 3rd quarter, but McCauley proved to be just too much as far as firepower goes on offense. And it's going to be a kneel down at this point. Breedlove takes a knee. So it's the sophomore quarterback, Austin Breedlove, kneeling down. And McCauley doesn't have to snap the ball again. Father Ryan's not going to call a timeout. And it's going to end up as McCauley beating Father Ryan by the score of 48-21. But again, this is a game Father Ryan led at the half, showing tremendous heart against a very talented Blue Tornado team. And it would have been easy enough to come in here, hanging your heads, not happy about being at 1-6, but instead when they're trying to shock the world. For a half they did. So credit to Father Ryan for that. Some good game planning, things of that nature. Now for Father Ryan, the reality, 1-7. 0-4 in Division II AAA East Region play. Next week, though, for Father Ryan, the home finale for the season. Trent Dilfer, head coach at Lipscomb, bring his Mustangs in. Take on the Irish on senior night at Giacosa Stadium. So that's going to do it here from Chattanooga. Spears Stadium, your final score, McCauley 48, Father Ryan 21. We'll see you 1 week from tonight in Nashville, Giacosa Stadium. Father Ryan versus Lipscomb for senior night. Have a good one.